Earth to the modern mystic. Earth to the modern mystic. Are you out there? Can you hear me? Are you out there? Hello? Earth to the modern mystic. Oh, yeah, there you are. Yeah, really. Okay. You didn't even, I mean, I don't like being paraphrased, but I mean, gee, what did you do to me? I mean, what are you talking about? I'm somehow going to give people some sort of ego notion that they're wonderful and marvelous. I mean, get real. I mean, even in the last comments that you didn't even respond to, you asked the question, how do we make people think? How do you get children to think? How we do this thinking thing? And my answer was, I, the first step, force them to admit they are little motherfucking selfish wanting bastards brought forth from big lying motherfucking selfish wanting bastards. That hardly sounds like an ego trip. That hardly sounds like I intend to make human beings feel wonderful about themselves. No, my whole intent is to make human beings feel like assholes because they have had everything right in front of them. They have this powerful tool called intelligence, and they have used it, as I have put it, like a club, a hammer. They have carved. It's like carving, the David or the ceiling or some other perfect masterpiece into, whittling it into a toothpick. I mean, we have taken perfection and turned it into shit. All right? There's no ego involved in intelligence. Intelligence doesn't have an ego. The fucking lizard has an ego. The fucking ape has an ego. Those are the things we have to fear. Those are the enemy, okay? Intelligence isn't the enemy. Intelligence hasn't been allowed to define goals in this world for 10 seconds. I mean, we went to the moon almost intelligently, okay? But look how fast that even turned into where's the money? You know? And who was asking where the money is? The lizard and the fucking ape. Okay? It wasn't intelligence asking where the money is. Alright? So let's not play this fucking game that I'm supporting some sort of human ego trip. Alright? Because nothing could be further from the fucking truth. And you fucking know it. Alright? So, there's nothing unhumble about the future I would construct. All right? There'd be a lot of humble human beings searching to do what's right, okay? And not fucking excusing doing what's wrong, all right? And as for your notion that it is society's fault that when, humans go bad, it's society made them do it. Society should have prevented it. Well, first you have to fix society. Society is the broken thing. How the biggest, the worst criminal is the fucking society. So what's the point of society walking around apologizing to the criminals when society is the biggest criminal walking? Society is the one full of lies, full of bullshit dogma, full of human love and egocentricity, full of bullshit and preposterous proportions, bullshit that even I've had arguments with you about some social policy. Okay, and you're talking about how society should apologize, to the evil that go wrong because we didn't give them the right knowledge, we didn't give them the right programming. Well, yeah, so maybe all the rich people should walk up to all the poor people houses and say, I apologize. I apologize for the inherited head start I received. I apologize for spending that time in Yale whoring around. I apologize for becoming president of the United States when I had absolutely no credible reason to be president other than my father's fucking name. So get real. Maybe we should have little Miss Hilton, knock on every door in America and apologize for the insult she has done to the very concept of work, sweat, and sacrifice that money represents. So whatever. Let's not get into that argument. So anyway, you're talking about these forks in the road, and we need to take this fork where, people need to love each other and all this other crap. Bullshit. No one loves honestly anyway. Come on. Did the ape and the lizard, do they love honestly? No, they love because something makes their dick hard. I mean, get fucking real. I mean, we'd all like to love honestly. We like it in principle. It's a beautiful romantic notion, but it's a notion. It's not something we can practically do. It's impossible. It's impossible for that ape and that lizard to you know, emotionally become, have emotions programmed by intelligence. It's just not a practical expectation. And so the best we can hope for is that people will care about people, that they will extend their capacity, just as we can love our parents and love our siblings, that they will extend that capacity to love, a little further. Okay, but let's not deny that it is a selfish, conditioned emotion. All right, and it's not an emotion you can sit there and easily convert to intelligence. Intelligence has to operate separate from that. Intelligence is nothing if you're going to put it in the hands of the lizard or put it in the hands of the gorilla. That's what I've said over and over and over. I even said in our last comments. If you have an idea or a conception or a perception in your mind and you see gorilla teeth marks on it or lizard teeth marks on it, well, then you know it's probably no fucking good. You know it's probably corrupt, because those two things aren't going to create honest perception. All right, now want to get to this whole idea of the little boop boop guy in the head that's making the decisions. I've said repeatedly, I'm even the one who said that it was all destined from the Big Bang. So I mean, obviously I don't think we have free will in the real sense of the word, free will, in the ultimate perfect sense of the word. I've always said that there is programming. But I've also pointed out, though, from a practical perspective, we might as well call ourselves an eye, because guess what? The feedback loop is, it's working at gigahertz cycles. It's not working at 1 second cycles or 2 minute cycles, so we can see everything that goes on. It's working incredibly fast, and it's constantly updating itself and constantly rewriting the programming. Every thought rewrites the programming. And what do you need to know, to be a good human being? All you need to know is, oh yes, I have selfish preferences and prejudices. I have a gorilla in me, and I have to understand that and protect against it. And then you have to understand a few simple little facts that, oh yeah, thinking works better if you take more time to do it. And if you don't act, out of impulse, impulse is always going to be the fucking lizard and the fucking ape again. All right, and if you don't let impulse rule your life, okay, you've got a chance. And then when you think, if you think, and you just try to recognize, is the thinking corrupted? Has the gorilla messed with the thinking? Has the lizard touched the thinking? And as long as you're not letting those two things influence it, you can have some hope that it has some truth to it. All right, and you don't need to know much to think well and to be able to understand. But and you won't concede the simple fact that 98% of people's thinking time is spent contriving rationalizations, contriving excuses to do what they want. They are looking for a justification to do what they want, not to do what they know they should do, what they're obligated to do, what they have a responsibility to do, but to do what they want. They want to find an excuse to do what they want. And that's abuse of intelligence. That's what I mean by intelligence being just converted into a club. It's completely at the disposable and the disposal and whim of the lizard and the ape, and it isn't in control. It isn't allowed to define a goal. It isn't allowed to take charge. And if we allow it to take charge, there's not going to be any doom and gloom future. I mean, it's not going to be a great future, because we've already concluded that there might not be any purpose to even fucking being here. All right, so I mean, the future might be just sweeping up. The future might be washing the windows and cleaning up and fixing whatever mess we've left behind and that we can fix, and that might be it. But at least we'd fulfilled our purpose and our destiny. We would have allowed intelligence to do its thing, to grow, reach its potential. Because it's not reaching its potential if we're going to convert it into a spear, a knife, and a club. And that's all we've done with it. And you know it.